Yo, check it out, I gotta speak the truth about the hardest work.
What's happening with Bitcoin? Things are very choppy. It's not really moving anywhere, it's just moving sideways. In today's video, I'll be talking about what Jerome Powell has to say about crypto. Apparently, he believes that it's going mainstream and things are going to be changing for banks, and things are going to be changing for the better. We got Fed Jerome Powell signals potential loosening of crypto rules for banks. Fed Chair Powell says crypto is going mainstream. Crypto market slide as Powell flags flagstatian risks, tariff troubles, warns of tough road ahead. And Apple bans crypto apps in South Korea amid regulatory crackdowns. All of that on today's video, but first let's have a quick look at the crypto markets. As we always do, welcome back to the CryptoFather channel. Today is the 17th of April and our market cap is at $2.7 trillion with an $89 billion trading volume. Bitcoin's at $84,000, Ethereum still below 1600. BNB, I just saw a post from CZ yesterday talking about the amount of tokens being burned and the massive amounts of tokens still remaining to be burned. Something about 40 million remaining to be burned, while 54 million I think were burned. But regardless, BNB still at 584, Solana at $132, Cardano at 61 cents, Litecoin dumped below $3, Polkadot below $4, $3.58, and Picoin continues to slide as well. Oh, Litecoin 75. And let's have a quick look at Meowcoin. Price wise, Meowcoin is doing okay, quadruple 089 with a 600,000 market cap. Looking at the Bitcoin charts, things are looking pretty mundane, to be honest. On the daily, Bitcoin has been moving sideways for the past week. Basically, we've got a nice mix of green and red candles. And it looks like the market simply just doesn't know which way to go with the looming tariffs 90 days, or I guess less than 90 days away right now. Investors are a little bit apprehensive about pumping the price on Bitcoin and other assets. But there's some green lights ahead. Fed Jerome Powell signals potential loosening of crypto rules for banks. Since President Trump took office in January, federal bank agencies have shifted their stance towards digital assets. During an interview on Wednesday at the Economic Club in Chicago, Powell pointed to a wave of failures and fraud over the years, but said that the atmosphere itself is turning more mainstream. There could be a loosening of crypto-related rules in banks' future, according to Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell. Powell said that the Fed took a pretty conservative stance on the guidance and rules imposed on banks, but he also said that he thinks there will be some loosening of that. He further stated that the Fed will try to do it in a way that preserves safety and soundness, but that permits and fosters appropriate innovation, but does so in a way that, again, doesn't put consumers at risk in ways they don't understand, or more banks less safe and sound. And on the Capitol Hill, lawmakers are quickly moving to pass legislation to create a regulatory framework for stablecoins. The bill has passed last week. I believe I was reading the article about that, and now the work is being put into place. Both the House and the Senate have passed stablecoin bills out of their respective committees, and Trump has said he wants it on his desk as soon as possible. And Powell called the lawmakers' work on stablecoins a positive. Stablecoins are a digital product that could actually have fairly wide appeal and should contain consumer protections of the typical sorts and transparency, and that's what the Senate and the House are working on, he said. So things are looking good in that direction. Fed Chair Powell says crypto is going mainstream based off of what he said earlier in the previous article. I guess that would make sense. US Federal Reserve Chairman Powell has stated that crypto is becoming more mainstream due to the changing regulatory climate. He has noted that Congress, both the Senate and House, is working on creating legal framework for stablecoins depending on what's in it. That's a good idea. We need that. There isn't one now, he said. And Powell has previously also stated that Bitcoin could act as a digital version of gold. But despite all that, crypto market slide as Powell flags stagflation risks and tariffs troubles. Obviously, that is still something that we're facing, and Bitcoin chopping sideways is kind of proof of that. Crypto prices dropped after US Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell warned that higher tariffs and rising prices could slow down the economy. Speaking in Chicago, he said these changes might lead to stagflation, a mix of high inflation and low growth. Powell also talked about keeping the Fed independent from politics and pointed out how uncertain things are in the market right now. However, his promising comments regarding crypto caught investors' sentiment. One of Powell's most concerning messages was about the growing impact of trade policies. He warned that tariffs introduced under Trump's administration are larger than previously forecasted, even beyond the Fed's worst-case estimates. These, he said, will likely drive prices up and slow economic growth. Lastly, he addressed the Fed's readiness to support global markets, saying it stands prepared to provide dollar liquidity via swap lines with other central banks. We want to make sure that dollars are available. Basically, the printers are humming, and Powell is standing ready with the on switch in his hand. So we might pretty soon be seeing another ingestion of massive amounts of cash into the markets, which ultimately what happened last time in 2020 pushed Bitcoin to all-time highs of $69,000. BlackRock leak just exposed Coinbase Bitcoin price manipulation. Get your Bitcoin off exchanges now. This is a title by BTC Session, which leads me to the next point of getting yourself a Descent wallet. Pick up a Descent wallet. There's no better time to do it right now. Store your crypto on your biometric wallet rather than on the exchanges, because you don't know what's happening. There's a lot of manipulation, and crypto exchanges go bust all the time. And right now, Descent has a they are providing a sale to celebrate DAG integration. You can get 1,000 DAG for free with the purchase of a biometric Descent wallet. You can get these puppies with a ref link from the below the video, and then a discount of $30, discount on a single copy of this. And if you buy a bundle, you get a discount of $99 for 2 of them. And you can get the discount only with the ref link for the CryptoFather channel, as well as the airdrop also only comes with the ref link from the CryptoFather channel. So follow those. Those should be listed below the video. The event started yesterday. It'll continue for the next 12 days. So get your 1,000 DAG. You have to be one of the first 100 people to purchase the wallet. So you might want to get on it ASAP. Secure your very own biometric crypto wallet, as well as a 3,000 DAG airdrop. And Apple bans crypto apps in South Korea amid regulatory crackdown. So I've already talked about this announcement yesterday that Korea has banned 22 applications or crypto exchanges, basically on Apple Pay as well as Google Play. And so now, following the regulatory crackdown on unregistered platforms, Apple bans 14 cryptocurrency apps in South Korea. So that's spelling trouble for Apple users in South Korea. Although some of the exchanges listed on the list were of questionable repute, I would say. Anyway, the only few that stood out were KuCoin, MEXC, and Poloniex, I believe, were the only 3 that I thought were worth my time. So I'm not sure how many people actually invest into the other ones that were banned. Maybe it's not that big of a loss. Maybe it's actually a good thing that these apps have been banned. But in any case, Apple has restricted domestic access to 14 crypto apps in South Korea in response to a request from South Korea's Financial Intelligence Unit, an anti-money laundering agency. This was aimed at foreign businesses providing virtual asset services whom the FIU has accused of operating unregistered, including recognized exchanges KuCoin and MEXC. Google Play had taken similar action previously and removed 17 crypto-related apps in March on a request from the FIU, as per repost. But do not be fooled. Despite these crackdowns, South Korea's domestic crypto market is booming. From the report yesterday, it seems like 30% of South Koreans are currently invested in cryptocurrencies, which is a massive amount when you consider it. 1/3 of an entire nation's population being invested in a certain market is pretty huge. Talk about mainstream. And finally, one last quick update from the AIX hash bot, mining bot on Telegram. Somebody asked me in the comment sections about when the claim will start, and it looks like the claim will be done in a day and 14 hours. That's apparently when the claim feature will be available after the beta test ends. So, you know, you've got a day and a bit to continue some minage. Right now, there is a burning option, there is a burning incentive. There are 5,000 ton on the table, and 422 million AIX tokens have been burned so far, which means that with every additional burn, the value of the tokens being burned is going down. So basically, because 5,000 ton is divided amongst the 422 million AIX that are being burned. So for the kicks, for shits and giggles, I burned 100 AIX to see what's going to happen, and that is an estimated value of 0.0011864 ton, which was a little bit higher yesterday, but there was a bunch of more AIX burned since yesterday, and so the value of my 100 ton went down. And as I was saying yesterday, if you are in a bracket that holds a very small number of tokens, then I would suggest hold off from the burning. Don't jump the hose, don't get too eager, because who cares? There are 100 billion tokens. There are 100 billion tokens, just to make it clear, 100 billion tokens. AI mining, 45% have been fully released in will be fully released in 3 years. And what we see right now, what has been mined so far does not make up the 45%, because there's only like a few billion tokens that are being mined right now. So the people with the largest numbers, the largest holders of tokens are right now with 278 million, 198 million. So these are massive numbers. So I consider myself to be pretty fortunate. 159,000 only. So this is a minuscule number compared to those behemoths holding millions of tokens. And so I don't see any reason for me to want to burn my tokens into this abyss when the TGE is coming up in a day. And this is all the stuff that you've got to look forward to. AIX Project Ovio, Swap, DeFi, and this is coming next day, I guess tomorrow. We should be able to begin swapping. There's DeFi coming, and there is some staking coming, LP staking. So this should be all interesting. I think this project has some legs. It looks interesting. Hopefully will redeem itself, because the AI Go trade scam that stole my investment has still got me rattled since yesterday. That's it for today's video. Please make sure to smash up the like, subscribe to the channel, consider becoming a member on the channel, pick up a Descent wallet, do all of those wonderful things, share the video with a wider audience, and let people know that CryptoFather is here to stay. I've been in crypto since 2017. I started making videos in 2017. I didn't continue. I got sidetracked with other stuff. Went through the bear market there, then another bear market. But last year, 2 years ago, I think I started seriously making videos in the crypto space, and I'll continue making them for the foreseeable future. So do share the channel with a wider audience, help me grow this channel and provide you with more content, more relevant content, and more opportunities to make more money in crypto. Because the more access, the more you view, the more opportunities I will be able to provide, because then I'll be able to devote more time to the channel. In any case, thank you always for your support. Thank you for tuning in today, and I hope to see you tomorrow on Friday. Have a fantastic Thursday. Peace.